This video is sponsored by Art of War and Deep Cut Studios. Check out the description below for a wide range of excellent hobby resources such as battle mats, pre-painted terrain, and premium token sets.
Hello and welcome to the Warriors Table. Same channel, different name. I'm Chris and I'm joined by
Ian.
And what are we doing today?
What we're doing today, well, not only are we debuting Warriors Table as a channel name, but we have a Royal Rumble in Moonstone with some new Faeries released this month for February.
Yeah.
We've taken the chance to find out who is the true royalty of Tyber.
Exactly. It's another knob off, guys. It's another knob off. So with the new channel, we're introducing a new gimmick, you could say. We have the Warriors Table belt. And I'll try and take Ian out with this. So whoever wins today is going to be the proud holder of this, and they will keep that until they are challenged by someone else. And you can be challenged at any game.
Yep.
It can be Malifaux, it can be Jenga, it can be Connect 4.
It could even be Pro Evo.
It could even be Pro Evo.
Other football games are available.
We're not turning into a video game channel, don't worry. So with that, we'll go straight to our troops and we'll crack on. And here's our troops for today's game. So as per usual, I brought the Goblin King, his faithful tax collector, and then a little contingency of soldiers. So Portly Pete, Vicious Sid, Fire Spitter, and Doug the Flatulent. And as it's a special occasion, a knob off, as we like to say, when it's two nobles, Doug has polished his helmet up especially. So that's his one upgrade. Who have you brought today?
So I brought to the Royal Rumble in the Gribblebog, I brought Diana, Queen of the Fae. It seemed appropriate for the first proper fairy appearance on the channel to bring the Queen.
First showing of Fairies.
So alongside her, out of the original Fairies that have been released a long time ago now, we have Freya, the fizzle-popping healer. She is pretty much one of the best healers in the game, and she appears in almost every fairy list I've seen other people use.
Right.
And then Butterfingers, who I haven't often seen on the table. He has a couple of neat mechanics, which will play nicely with one of our new fairies that we've got today. So he has the ability to put Weakling out, which plays really nicely with our lovely pink friend there, Tyber's own Tooth Fairy, Dencha, who very much likes her enemies to be Weakling. She gets basically +1 to their evade if they're weakling, and she can sap the energy away from them with one of her plays, which we might see if we get to do later on. And that'll lead us nicely into the new fairies themselves. So yeah, on the left we've got Dencha, Tyber's Tooth Fairy, as I said. She is a monster hunter in the truest sense. She gets all kinds of bonuses for attacking models with a positive evade. Which,
shame I brought one of those.
It's a shame that you brought goblins and we've only got one model with a positive evade. But we will see, obviously, between her and Butterfingers, they can manipulate things to get people's evade up.
Yeah.
We've also got on the far side Banshee, the Fae Shades crossover. So she brings what we think is possibly the first actual condition to the game.
Yeah,
in Bleed. So similar to the mechanics across the Shades, she brings Bleed, which she can put onto a model, either through melee damage or through one of her arcane plays. That is a condition that gives 1 damage to you at the end of the turn. It stacks, so she can get multiple bleeds out on somebody. They'll take multiple individual points of damage and then lose the bleed.
Oof.
And then, as befits the Fae kind of tricksy nature of it, she'll heal 1 for every energy lost within, for every health lost within 1 of her at 6 inches.
Right.
In the end step. And then last of all, we have Iris and Hellebore in the story. They are the children of Diana. They're a neat one, a kind of balance between a real melee threat and an out-and-out support piece. They got a special play where once per game, they can allow a fairy within 6 inches to swap the revealed melee card. They just discard an energy to do it. So you can see the cards that have been played, and then, if necessary, flip it. That can either lead to a significant critical for an out-and-out big swing of damage, or it can lead to playing the perfect counter.
It's a pretty nice ability, that one,
It's quite cheeky, and because it's only once per game, it is very powerful.
Yeah.
And on this wander through the Gribblebog, they have brought an enchanted weapon, which means that once per game, they'll be able to ignore passives on an enemy model when they're attacking.
We've seen everything in man has armour pretty much, or can pass damage off. Yeah, that's exciting. So we'll go and deploy the models, and we'll roll for initiative and start the game. And here we are after deployment. So I've got initiative because I won the roll off, and I chose to give Iain the early bird. And I've also played the Force March campaign card, so all of my stuff's moved a little bit further forward, especially the soldiers. So what's the plan then, Iain?
Well, chose this side when you gave me choice of sides because this one has at least 2 1-level stones, and my weaklings might be able to hike them out. As we go into the first activation, though, I am going to play my first campaign card, and that is Ducks in a Barrel, which means for the remainder of the game, once per turn, I can draw an extra 2 arcane cards when targeting an enemy with an arcane ability.
Lovely.
Okay, so let's go into first activation.
And it's me. First off, I'm going to go with the Tax Collector. She's just going to spend 1 energy to pick up this Moonstone, which will make her nice and slow. Then she's going to take a jog action. Thank you, Moonstone boss. And just jog forward 2.
It's the wrong time.
And then just step once more, just to about here. She'll leave 1 energy on herself. And then she's all done.
Okay, so in response to the Tax Collector, I'm going to go with 1 of the new models and go with Iris and Hellebore. They are going to just flappy flap up 4 to here. They'll then take a single step to here. Let's move that out of the way. And they'll sit on the remaining 3 influence for reasons.
Time for Doug to do what Doug does best. Doug does best. That makes perfect sense. He's going to jog on up to this stone. Can easily make it. Hopefully staying outside of 3 of friendly people. Absolutely.
Why is that, Chris? Why is that?
For reasons. He's going to spend 1 energy to dig up the stone, but of course he has the wonderful digger ability. So I flip an arcane card and I reduce it by 2 to 2. And then do it again. Another 2.
Hey.
Lovely. So he's now got that Moonstone and is slow. And you know what? He's just going to use the other 2 energy to step back twice to get back near His Royal Highness. So I'll push him back to about here. And he is all done.
Okay, as I watch the stones that I was going after being hoovered up by goblins, I'm going to go with Freya. So she is just going to flappy flap over here. She will get about 1 inch away from the stone. She will spend her first influence to step to the stone.
Such a Guild Ball player. Energy.
Energy. And then she will spend 2, because Harvest costs her an extra because she's feeble, to pick up the stone. And that will leave 2 on her, which she is not within range to fizzle pop Doug after he stepped away like a coward. So she will just leave that on her. And that's her.
Now you cast aspersions at Doug here. Doug's a good boy and he's just gone and fetched for his master, like he should do. So it's time for that master to go. The real royalty of the Dominion.
Oh, the Rumble will decide.
Now the king is just going to step once to here, which should put him nicely within 2 of both of those 2. And he's going to say to Doug, gimme for 1 energy and take Doug's Moonstone off him. And he's going to say to the Tax Collector, gimme for 1 energy and take 1 off her. But I believe he's going to react to some of that.
I'm going to, I think given that nobody's actually getting up to the fairies on this side, to take advantage of Iris and Hellebore's special dancing in concert rule, I'm going to react 3 times and step them up 3 inches.
Cool. We'll sort all that off camera and then you'll probably see it in the fairies' next activation.
Okay, so as the Goblin King steals the stones further back from me, I am going to start trying to look at this depth 4 stone on my side, which is quite heavy for a fairy. So I'm going to go with Densha. Densha is just going to fly the other side of the stone. And then she will spend 2 and another 2 to drop it down from 4 to 2. And she will just sit on her last one.
Sid's going to take a position on the flank now. So he's just going to jog 4 to there, step twice, which will end him in base contact with that, and then spend his last energy just to dig that down by 1 and take it to 1. that's him done.
Okay, so as a reaction to Sid sweeping up the flank towards that stone, Freya's just taken a couple of reaction steps and nuzzled up against this rock. Next up is going to be Banshee doing the opposite flank version of what Sid did. But unfortunately she's 8 inches away from the stone, which means she's going to have to fly and then step 4 times, and that'll leave her on 1 influence on the stone. So let's just go 4 to
Imagine
there.
having a crew where you could just step 4 times.
I know, and still have 1 energy left.
Imagine having that.
And then
Absolute
1,
shame.
2, 3, 4 leaves her up here, base with the stone, and with 1 energy remaining.
Well, Pete's just woke up and seen what's going on. So he's going to spend 2 energy to stand to attention the Fire Spitter. So the Fire Spitter will gain an energy, and because he's a soldier, he can also move up 2 inches. So let's move him up to about there. Then Pete is just going to kind of jog on over and probably spend 1 to step and just come the other side of the king, ready to protect him from these terrifying twins that are rushing towards him.
So in reaction to Pete shuffling the Fire Spirit a little bit closer, Densha has just reaction stepped 1 away from the stone, puts her further behind the cover, but also frees up space for Butterfingers. So Butterfingers is going to fly 4 to here. He is then going to step 3 times, which will take him just the other side of the stone, put him in cover as well. And then he will spend 2, because he is also a weakling, to reduce this stone to 1. And that's him. Ready to slip you a buttery finger.
Well, I've only got the Fire Spitter left to go, and since Ian's got the fear, let's exasperate that. So he's always slow because he's a big chunky boy, so he's going to jog 2 inches, step twice to get in contact with this stone. Leaves him with 2 energy, thanks to Pete. And he's going to spend those 2 energy to try and Fire Blast Butterfingers.
How rude.
How rude. So you're evade -2.
Yep.
And I can't see the centre of your base, so it's another -2 for cover. So I get just 1 card, and I'm looking for a blue. And I'm going to say it's a blue 2.
Blue 2. I mean, you can't go again, so you have no cards, so I'm going to call your bluff on that.
Oh my gosh.
Fair play.
No, that will be 4 magical damage to Butterfingers.
Okay.
Knocks him down to
2.
Oof. I think that will do nicely for the Fire Spitter.
Okay, so that somewhat hurt Butterfingers. The smell of
Tickled a bit, that, didn't it?
of charred butter is lingering over the woods. Diana is going to get in on the action now, so she is going to fly 4. She's going to step twice, which will put her within 6 inches of Doug for a cheeky, horrifying visions. So we will just move the true monarch of the Dominion.
Yeah, whatever.
Over here, and she stepped twice. She will spend her remaining 2 energy to have a horrifying vision.
She's going to slap a mate though, isn't she?
Yep, she is going to slap Freya to get an extra 2 cards on this, which will give her 6 arcane. And that, sir, that is a pink 1 for X+1 magical damage.
Oh, I totally believe you. I totally believe you.
Okay,
Yeah.
That is 2 damage on Doug.
And that knocks him down to 6 health left.
And that's her done. She doesn't get to go again. Okay, so as we were clearing up, I remembered that actually I've got ducks in a barrel that I played at the start of the turn.
Yep.
So I didn't need to damage Freya for the extra 2 cards. So rather than try and retrospectively get 2 more cards, we've just we healed Freya back up to full. I still get the arcane of 6 off that. So nothing changes.
No, well, let's roll for initiative for next turn. I get +2 to this. 2.
6.
Oh, well. Who would you like to go first?
I think I've got to go first before Butterfingers meets a fiery doom.
So here we are after energy allocation. Obviously, Doug's got 1 less energy because you tickled him. How's Butterfingers?
Butterfingers is feeling a little bit tender. He's only got 2 energy now, so he's now got a difficult choice of does he pick up the stone or does he actually do something this turn.
Yeah, I've never played against Faeries. It's interesting how all their power generations early on in the cards, isn't it? So even when you damage them a lot, they're not losing much energy.
Yeah, they've always got a couple until you actually kill them.
Yeah, So what's the plan for this turn?
We will step away, have a quick think, and see whether or not Butterfingers goes before he gets a fireball in the face.
Really? Well, my plan is to just panic with all of those fairies coming at me over there and just hopefully defend.
Okay, so living in fear of Butterfingers taking another rather tasty blue card to the face, because even a blue one will kill him at this point.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Densha. She is going to fly 4 directly towards the only positive evade on your crew at the moment.
The big boy.
Yep. So she is going to fly over here, and then she'll need 1 step to get into range to hit you.
Cool, and I will react and step 1 away, so you're back out of range to hit me.
Okay, so I'll step twice.
So does the evade help her in her striking then, Iain?
It does. The evade means that she ignores her weakling. She deals plus damage where X is the value of your evade.
Nice.
And she reduces incoming damage by X, where it's the value of your evade.
Very nice.
She likes big teeth and she cannot lie.
Exactly, and now I've got 2 mouths on that model, so...
There's a lot of teeth.
So where's she going to end up? Just within an inch?
She is going to end up, just an inch away from you. So she'll step twice, which will get her just the other side of the stone.
Cool.
And within 1.
Lovely.
Which will leave her with 3 to go swinging.
So how many cards are you drawing?
She is drawing melee 4 plus 2 for starting the fight.
Ooh, and I only get the 2 cards, and I'm a predictable combatant, so these are the 2 cards I've got, just to show Iain as well. You know what, and I'm going to go with that one.
Okay, and I am going to play that one.
Cool. I've gone with Sweeping Cut.
I went with the low guard.
Ooh, I do nothing to you, you do nothing to me.
Yep.
You gonna go again?
Yeah, we'll go again. Okay, so she is swinging again.
Lovely. Here's what I've got this time. High guard and a Sweeping Cut. So,
okay,
with my 50-50 choice, I'm going to go with this one.
and I am going to go with this one.
Guess what? Sweeping Cut again.
A rising attack, which I will crit
Ooh.
to 3 of them.
Jeez. So 6 damage up to 7 against me.
Yep.
But I do reduce it by 1 because of my ramshackle armour. So only 6 damage, leaves me on 2 health. Ugh. And my Sweeping Cut into your rising attack does 2 damage. But
Which will go down to 1 because she reduces incoming damage by your evade stat.
Ooh, so what's she got left?
That leaves her on 5 health.
And have you got energy left to do this
I
again?
have 1 more energy for 1 last attack.
Okay. Final swing.
Yep.
Here's what I've got. A low guard and a rising attack.
It's the
I'm going to
perfect
go
match.
with this one.
And I'm going to go with this one.
Low guard.
I went with the thrust, which I am going to upgrade to her signature. So her signature is extraction. Damage cannot be reduced by enemy passives, and it's impact damage. But into a low guard, that will do 1 plus 1 for the evade, which is enough to kill you because it won't be.
Absolutely kill me. See, I was going to upgrade my low guard to panic and flee, to run away from you. But no, that's absolutely enough to kill me. So that's the end of the fire splitter.
She's got a tooth.
She's got
a big tooth.
Well, now I want to hit something of yours really hard, Iain. So I'm going to go with Doug, and he's going to spend 2 energy to charge. He's going to charge Iris and Hellebore.
I'm going to do you a solid here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Terrain Man. So move 4 inches directly towards them, which gets me, we pre-measured this, just outside of an inch away, doesn't it?
Yep.
So about there.
And I'm going to spend 1 to, confusingly for fairies, but because of your 3-inch melee, I'm going to step in.
Absolutely.
To get to just about there.
And no surprises, I'll spend this last energy to take a swing at you. So I've got 6 cards to your 5?
Yep.
I believe. And I'm going to play, I don't have to show you this time, I'm going to play one of these.
I am going to play this one.
Cool. Falling Swing.
Rising attack. I'm going to do her once per game. Switch out. And I'm going to play the high guard instead.
Nice, because I was just upgrading that to a triple Falling Swing, which against your rising attack would have been 11 damage. But
So what's the switcheroo ability?
So, perfect form on Iris and Hellebore is once per game, I can swap the card that was played. I have to discard an energy to do it, so she discards 1.
Yep.
And after a friendly fairy within 6 reveals a melee card, it can discard 1 energy to swap the revealed card for a different card in their hand.
That was clutch.
Amazing. It was clutch. And Falling Swing. High Guard is a perfect counter to a Falling Swing.
It is.
You do get to play another card against me now.
So I will play the thrust into that.
Oof.
Which will deal 2 up 1 because she does +2 for piercing. Yep. And then because it's an enchanted weapon, once per turn you don't get to reduce it. I'm not going to use that yet. I'll use that on her turn. But yeah, I will counter with a thrust into you.
Lovely. So how much damage?
2 up to 3.
2 up to 3, and I can reduce it because it's piercing.
Yep.
By 1 to 2, leaves Doug on 4 health. Oosh, that's him done.
So, second activation, but third chance to show off one of the new model's special abilities this turn. We are going to go with Banshee. She is going to spend 2 to pick up this stone.
Nice.
Get that out of the way. She is then going to slow jog 2, which will take her to just over the 1 on this 6-inch template, which I have handily left out to show the range on her scream. She is then going to ear-splitting Screech onto Doug.
Lovely.
That sounds fun.
This one costs 3, which is conveniently the amount of energy she has left after picking up the 1 depth stone.
You know dogs have sensitive hearing, yeah.
Yep. And she is Arcane 4 +2 for using my ducks in a barrel, which I'll remember this time. Looking for pinks, I do X -1 wounds, and you gain bleed regardless of any wounds.
Oof.
What does bleed do again?
Bleed gives you a damage at the end of the turn. It stacks like a filthy shades curse because she's dual faction. And she heals 1 for every wound lost in the end phase.
Ah. She's a vampire.
So that's great with shades though.
Yeah, that is great. And it's a little bit cheeky with fairies because it means I don't have to really worry about healing her if I can keep her alive.
If.
So she is going to scream, and she is screaming a pink 2. Bluff. It is a pink 2.
Oh. 1 damage.
1 damage and bleed.
Cool. Takes me down to 3.
I am going to go again, and I'm going to say this, sir, is a pink 1. Bluff. It is a pink 1, so that will stack a second bleed on you.
Cool.
And I'm just going to stop at that.
Yeah, because I've got the other 2 pink 1s, the other pink 2 and the pink 3. So, yeah, I think you should stop there.
Yep.
So 2 bleed.
2 bleed on you and 1 damage.
Lovely. Time for Pete to come and do Operation Rescue the Doggo. So he's going to jog, probably not his full jog, he's going to stay within 4 of the king for reasons, but get within 4 of Pete, within 4 of Doug. He's going to spend 2 to make Doug stand to attention, which gives Doug 1 energy, but also moves him 2 inches. So we'll step him back a bit. So he's still engaging Iris and Hellebore, but is not engaged by them anymore. And then it leaves Pete on 1 energy, which I will just save for a rainy day. And that's him done.
Okay, so Iris and Hellebore are going to go now whilst I figure out what to do with piles of energy on everybody else. So they are engaged by Doug. So if they jog, they have to jog directly towards it. So they are going to just fly in. Let's go this way. Into base with you.
Hello.
Do you want to do anything there?
Yeah, Pete will step on in 1 inch just to get within 2 inches of you, back Doug up a bit.
Yep, so with your polished helmet and with Pete, that puts me down by 2 on my melee.
Negates your attacking bonus, really.
Yep, so I am only melee 5, up to 7, down to 5. I am going to play this one.
And I'll go with this, low guard.
I went with a sweeping cut.
Ooh.
And it does nothing.
Nothing. Lovely.
And I will spend again.
So I'm going to go for it this turn since I've got that energy and just get an extra couple of cards, take me up to 6. And I'm going to go with that.
I'm going to go with this one.
Rising attack.
Sweeping cut.
Ooh, and I'll double it up to a double rising attack. And I will upgrade that to Ankle Biter. So that will be 6 impact damage against you.
6 impact damage. That will leave them on 1.
Oof.
And into Rising Attack, I will do 2, which goes up to, well, down by 1 for Weakling, up 2 for their special rule. So 3 damage.
What type of damage is Sweeping Cuts?
It is Slicing.
I don't reduce that, so that will kill Doug. Well, the king's not happy about this. He's losing subjects left, right, and centre. So he is going to go. He will spend 2 energy to rule the roost on Pete, which will cause 2 damage to Pete. Give Pete 2 energy. We've seen this before, and Pete will get to activate once the king is gone, which will leave the king on 1 energy. Which he will save, and Pete's now down to 6 wounds. So
King want to jog anywhere?
No, I think he'll just stay where he is. He's quite happy at the back there, ruling from afar as he does. But he'll save that energy just in case anything comes a bit closer to him. But we'll go to Pete's activation.
Yep.
So as the Goblin King has told Pete to activate, I've also played my second campaign card, Do It or Else, which gives him 2 extra energy. So he's now got 4 energy. And he will spend the first of those to take a swing against Iris and Hellebore. Now, something interesting with Pete is he's asleep on the job, so whenever he activates, he gains +1 melee stat and -1 evade. And this is his second activation, so he's +2 melee now, up to 5.
He's had a Red Bull.
Yeah, he's had a Red Bull and a monster. So he's got 7 cards now. I will go with this one.
And I'll go with this one.
Falling Swing.
Low guard.
Ooh, so Falling Swing into low guard is 2 damage.
Yep, that will kill them.
Wonderful.
I'm going to reaction step with Diana to move her a little bit away. Okay, so Iris and Hellebore flitting away. I am going to play my second campaign card, which was Catgut Stitches. I get to place a slain model in base to base with a friendly wizard or cleric and restore half their health.
Beautiful.
They don't get any energy, but they can activate again this turn. So that is them. They've been replaced next to Freya, and Diana has just done a wee reaction step 1 back from Pete.
Why are you scared of Pete? See, Pete's got something now called New Model Syndrome. So he's on the hunt, and he's going to jog towards Banshee. So he jogs 4. Let's move him around here, which gets him just within 2. But outside of your, I presume, 1-inch melee.
Yep.
And he will spend 1 of his remaining 3 energy to take a swing at you. 7 cards again, and I'm going to go with this one.
Now I'm going to go with this one.
A Falling Swing.
Low guard again.
Ooh, Falling Swing.
What's the ball?
Triple Falling Swing into a low guard is 6 damage.
That will kill her because you don't have bleed. She would reduce the damage if you had bleed.
Okay.
So she drops her stone.
Yep.
Chris, where do you want that? Just in front of her?
Just in front of her, yeah. And then I will step twice just to be a base contact with the stone. And that will do for Pete.
Okay, so Banshee, oh, poor Banshee. We didn't get to know you that well.
She screamed and caused bleed.
She did, unfortunately.
That was terrifying
that model was,
enough for me.
yeah, that model was killed before bleed took effect.
Oh.
But yeah, so we're going to go with Freya. She is going to do what Freya do and fizzle pop Pete.
Okay. So Pete's currently evade -2 because he's double awake.
Yep.
Nerd, as I believe is known.
She is Arcane 5, so she'll go down to 3, but because she's right next to that terrain, she'll ignore it in terms of cover.
Absolutely.
So she is looking for a pink, and she'll do X magical damage and move the model 1 inch directly away. That, sir, is a pink 1.
I believe you.
Okay, so plink of damage, he'll get moved 1 inch, and then she is probably just going to do that again.
Okay.
Because you'll still be within 6.
Yeah, let's pop him back there.
Okay, so Freya is just going to try that again. So spend another 2 for a fizzle pop, and she is just going to fizzle pop you for 1 again.
Oh, I believe you again. Because I have the 2s. I had the 3 last time, I had the 2s this time, so I'll take a 1. So another 1 damage.
Another 1 and another inch away from that stone.
Lovely. So I'm down to 4 now because my armour reduces all non-magical damage, and I presume that's magical.
Yep.
Lovely. I'll turn him to face you though. He's there.
Okay, she is then going to slow jog and step with her last one because healing costs her 2 as well. So she'll jog 2 and then step 1, which will get her to roughly here.
Well, I've only got 2 models left to go, so the tax collector will activate now. She will jog on over to around about here. She just wants to be within 8 of Pete, really, but staying near the big boss. And she will spend her 3 energy to give him a tax rebate, which heals him for X plus 2, where X is the number of moonstones he's got. He hasn't got any, so it just heals him for 2 and puts him back up to 6 wounds. And that is her done.
Okay, so with an ablative activation until I decide what Diana is doing. The twins are going to go again. Having reappeared, they are just going to flap 4 this way and end up here to hopefully help out Dentra and Butterfingers next turn.
That'll be fine. Well, I've only got Sid left to go, and he's a giant lover, and he's spotted a giant hunter. So he's out to cause some mayhem with that. Now, we kind of worked out it's better for me to jog 4 and step once to spend 1 energy to get in melee range than to try and spend 2 energy and hopefully flip a pink to maybe get base to base with you. So we'll just use 4 jog and 1 step to get me within an inch of you. Leaves me on 2 energy, and I will spend 1 of those energy to take a swing at you. I've got 7 cards because of my attack of 5, and I'll go with this.
I've only got 4 cards, and I will go with this.
Thrust.
Sweeping cut.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Perfect counter.
Yep.
So what are you going to play against me?
So I will play a second sweeping cut.
Yeah.
Not that it actually does anything. And then I'll play a falling swing just to do something into you.
It'll do 0 damage.
Yeah, it'll do 0 damage, but hey. And I guess I'll hit you again. I did no damage, so I get no damage, no energy back. It's the second attack. I'll hit you again. I'm going to go with this.
And I'll go with this one.
Sweeping cut.
Low guard.
Ooh, sweeping cut into a low guard does absolutely nothing. You've successfully deflected Sid. So I'm all out of models now. It's over to you.
Okay, so we're going to go with the buttery fingers. And he is going to just fly the other side of here and try for a cheeky fizzle pop at the midget. So that's cost him 2.
The artist formerly known as the midget, Ian.
Arcane. Oh yes, that is Vicious Sid.
Now, thank you.
Intolerant fairy player.
So he's Arcane 5, down to 4 thanks to your evade -1. And I'm looking for pinks, and I am not going to do anything.
Okay.
Okay, so last activation of the round is Diana. Diana is going to fly 4 in step 1 to go base with that stone, and then she is going to give Pete some horrifying visions.
Ooh.
So she will just fly around to here. We should put her in base with the stone, but just outside of Pete's 2.
Yeah.
If that's possible. That's not even possible, so she will be based with the stone but engaged by Pete. And then she will spend 2 for horrifying visions. Before she does that, she is going to have a little bit of a scathing word with Freya.
Yeah.
Do a ping of damage on her to get +2 arcane, which will put her up to arcane of 6.
Ooh, but evade -2 because Pete's drank all the Red Bull.
So she is looking for pinks. She does X +1 magical damage. And that, sir, that is a pink 3. Go big or go home.
X +2, so 5 damage. X +1, 4 damage. I am going to take your word on that one and take the 4 damage.
Okay.
It leaves me on 2 health.
Show the camera what it was. I mean, yeah.
I had no pinks in hand. I was at your beck and call. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't bluff that. Pete's down to 2.
I'm glad
now.
I spent the 2.
Yeah, that's what you got.
Otherwise, I'd have had 2 blues, and that would have been fake all.
So that takes us nicely to the end of the turn. And this is how we stand at the end of turn 2. A lot of things happened that turn, didn't they?
Yeah, it got a little bit bloody in the middle there.
A bit bloody, a bit shenanigan-y. Many abilities got used, and somehow I'm winning 2 stones to 1, but I'm 2 models down to 1 of your models, so you've got the activation control. Let's roll for initiative, see who's going first. I've got +1 to this. 5 +1, 6.
1.
Ooh, I think I will take the first activation of this turn. So we'll cut to the repowered shot, and then we'll go. So we've successfully dished out the energy. So I think my plan for this turn is definitely to try and kill one of your models and even up the numbers a bit, but I don't think Pete's too long for this world. What about you?
I mean, it depends on whether or not that first model survives as to what I'm doing. But yeah, I think Pete or the tax collector, Diana will get one of them.
Leave Tithe alone, she's fine. So we'll go to the first activation of this turn, which will be me. And this turn I'll start proceedings with Vicious Sid. Try and cause some murder. So I'll try and stabby denture. Spend 1 energy. So I've got 7 cards. How many have you got?
I've got 4, so are you going to go for it?
I'm not going to go for it, you.
I'm going to spend this one here to go for it and get a couple extra.
Okay, and I'm going to go with this.
I'm going to go with this one.
Sweeping Cut.
Low guard.
Ooh, Sweeping Cut does nothing into a low guard. Ugh. Okay, I'll go again. So let's take the energy off. So yeah, I'm not going for it, are you?
Yeah, I'm going for it again.
Okay. I will go with this.
I will go with this one. Oh, that's 2.
Oh, 2. Rising attack.
Low guard.
Oh, perfect counter.
So I will... Oh, what do I want to do on the counter? Let's do a falling swing.
Beautiful falling swing into a rising attack is
3.
3 damage.
But it'll be down 1 for weakling.
And I reduce all non-magical damage by 2, so
0.
Nothing. I had both low guards there that you didn't have. Gosh darn you.
I had the other 2 rising attacks and 2 high guards.
Beautiful. Well, I've got 1 energy left. Guess what I'm going to do? So last energy, 7 cards for me. I'm not going for it. You going for it?
I've spent another one to go for it again, so
for
I've got
it.
1 energy left on her.
Ooh, let's do that.
Go with this one.
Rising attack.
Thrust.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to upgrade to my groin tickler. Never fails to cause a chuckle. That is 2 piercing damage, up by 1 because I increase it for short and stabby, so 3 piercing damage.
I'm going to upgrade mine as well to extraction. That would normally do 1 damage that can't be reduced by passives, but because she's weakling, she'll still be -1 on her damage, so it'll do 0.
End step effect of mine lets me place anywhere in base contact with you, so I'm just going to come on over and go there. So I'm touching the stone as well. I did some damage to you, so guess what? I get an energy back. Let's go again. So spend that energy to hit you again. My 7 cards, you going for it?
Yeah, I'm going to go for it to get me up to 6.
Lovely. I will go with this.
I'll go with this one.
Cool. Falling swing.
High guard.
Oh, perfect counter. Again.
So I will do a double falling swing into you.
Ooh.
Which I think he's not going to do anything anyway, but...
No, it'd be 2 damage, but then weakling in my armour.
Yep.
Would reduce that back down to 0.
But she lives.
She lives another day. That is the end of Sid.
Okay, so with Dencha unexpectedly surviving against Sid, unfortunately nobody's close enough to go healer, but I'm going to go with Diana before Pete wakes up and drinks his Red Bull. So she is going to go, she is going to spend 3 to give him, or 2, sorry, to give him some horrifying visions.
Oh.
Give him a bit of a nightmare. Before she does that, she is going to plink Freya for a point of damage to get an extra 2 cards, which will take her up to an arcane of 6.
Nice.
I'm looking for pinks, and it is X+1 magical damage.
Ooh.
And that, sir, that is a pink 1. The minimum I need to kill you.
Oh, what's the range on this?
6 inches.
Bluff.
Bluff, it is a pink 1.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah, Pete's gone.
Yep. Okay, so Diana, following that, is just going to jog 4 to the end of this, which will put her within 5 of Cuthbert.
Yeah, I'm not stepping away.
Yep, and she's going to spend 1 for Feed on Fear.
Oof.
So that is a 6-inch range. Target loses X energy on a pink.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use my ducks in the barrel for my +2 arcane.
Lovely.
And she would, on a catastrophe, lose 2. So that, sir, that is a pink 1.
Bluff.
It was a bluff.
Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Well, I've got no catastrophes, but I do have a lot of pinks.
She's just going to do that again. So she'll be less arcane this time. Okay, and actually double checking the card, Feed on Fear is only once per turn, so I can't just siphon a ton of energy off you.
Thank God for that.
So she is going to sit on her 1 remaining energy.
It's time for the king to activate after the queen, and he's going to go and tell Sid to do his job properly. So he's going to jog on over here, slow jog 2 to there, which should nicely put him within 8 of Sid. So he's going to say to Sid, rule the roost. Sid doesn't really know what that means. But it costs him 2 energy.
The chicken is in the oven.
Rule the roost, the fox has left the hen house. Sid suffers 2 damage, gains 2 energy. I can activate straight after the king. So the king's going to end his activation there. And we'll go on to Sid. Sid will attack Denture again. Surprise, surprise. I'll spend an energy for that. 7 cards for me. And I am going to do this one.
I'm going to go with this one.
Rising attack.
Thrust.
Ooh, double rising attack.
Double thrust.
Ooh, okay. So I will do it as piercing to make it +1. In fact, and I will upgrade it to groin tickler. So that will be 5 damage.
Yep.
Placing base contact with you.
Which, I mean, the 5 damage is going to kill me because I'm on 2.
Cool.
I will do the... I'm not going to do the upgrade because I'm weakling, so I can't get any damage through if I upgrade to extraction. So I will just do 4 damage down to 3 for weakling, down to 1 for your plate armor.
Lovely. Leaves me on 2 health.
But you get an energy back?
But I do get an energy back. Well, Sid is now going to spend his jog, run on over and hem Butterfingers in. And then I'll attack him. So my 7 cards against your
3.
3. Lovely. I'll go with one of these.
I'll go with this one.
Rising attack.
Low guard.
Of course. Double rising attack.
And I will perfect counter into a high guard, which I will flip to my signature, which means the end step effect, you have to discard 2 energy.
Beautiful. So I have nothing left. That will do for Sid then.
Okay, so with Butterfingers unexpectedly surviving against Sid, we are going to go with Freya. Freya, first of all, is going to spend 2 and try to heal the twins. So she is Arcane of 5. And draw that up. I am just going to let that slide, I think.
Okay. Okay. A solid choice.
Yeah, and then she is going to slow jog to step twice, which will get her round to that stone over there. So we'll just move her to there. And base to base with the stone, carrying her existing stone, and she's done.
Just the tax collector left to go. So I think I'm going to spend 3 and ask Freya for a tax rebate and just move her 3 inches directly towards me. So she'll end up about 1 inch behind Diana. And then I'm just going to tuck on around the side a bit, just get a bit of a sight line on her. And that will do for my activations.
Okay, so we've just stepped Diana in as a reaction to Tithe unfairly asking to look at Freya's books. And next up is going to be the twins, Iris and Hellebore. They're going to have a really simple activation this time. They are just going to jog for step 1 to put them in base with this stone. And then they are going to spend 2 to pick it up. Okay, so we're going to go with Butterfingers now just to round out the turn. He's going to spend his 2 remaining energy and he's going to try and fizzle pop Sid. So this is looking for pinks. Target will suffer X magical damage and is moved 1 inch away.
Nice.
How much health has Sid got left?
He's got 2 left.
Sid's got 2. Conveniently, that is a pink 3.
Bluff. Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah, that just explodes Sid.
Yeah,
I will follow up, although he's dead, just to emphasise it, with a pink 1.
Bluff.
It is a pink 1.
Oh, I had a 2, but I did have a catastrophe. But bye-bye, Sid. You did well, boy.
So Butterfingers can now finish up with a move, and he is just going to move towards that 1 depth stone over there. So let's just flappy, flappy, flap. And there we go.
And here's how we stand at the end of turn 3. It's currently 2 stones apiece. Let's roll for initiative. No bonuses to anyone this time. 4.
4. Let's roll again.
1.
5.
Oh. Well, let's put out the energy and then you can decide who's going first.
I mean, I think it's got to be me, but let's go for energy.
Yeah. And here we are with all of the energy out now. So what's the planned final turn for you, Ian?
I mean, I've got to try and somehow keep Freya from losing her stones to Tithe.
You certainly have. And I've got to try and take those stones from Freya because I'm not getting the other 2 over the other side, I tell you that much.
Unfortunately, I don't think I'm getting the depth 2 stone either because I haven't got enough energy over here.
That's fine, it only takes 1 to win. So we'll go to the first activation of the last turn, which will be one of your models.
Okay, so Diana's going to go. She is going to do her Feed on Fear arcane action. I'm going to use my Ducks in a Barrel for +2 cards, and I'm going to ping Freya for a point of damage, taking her down to 2 health.
Oof.
For another 2 cards, and I'm going to target Tithe.
Nice.
So I'll be on Arcane 8 down to 7 because of your evade.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for pinks.
Okay.
Target loses X energy, I can then distribute that between friendly fairies within 6.
Okay.
So, pink 3.
Yeah. I believe you. I do believe you. Because I had 0 pinks in my hand. So yeah, take all my energy.
Yeah, and then I'll get to distribute that, and I'll just show the hand that I had. Okay, so Diana, having fed on all of Tithe's fears and innermost thoughts, is now just going to flap a little circle around, staying outside of 1 to get her 4 and come in here.
Who got the energy? 2 for Diana, 1 for...
2 for Diana, 1 to Freya, which gives Freya enough to potentially heal herself a little bit and also get that stone. Or if necessary, if Tithe's still alive, spend the energy to get back to the stone.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Diana is going to come in swinging on the tax collector.
Lovely. I have a melee of 3.
I have a melee of 4, goes up to 6.
Lovely. And I'm going to...
What is your signature?
My signature's on a high guard.
On a high guard.
And it would do no damage to you and steal all of your moonstones.
Steal all of my moonstones. How rude.
I know.
In the game, though, that's across the board.
That is.
Yeah, it is, everything. Yeah.
I'll go with this one.
Sweeping cut.
Rising attack.
Ooh. Sweeping cut into a rising attack does 2 damage and suffers 2 damage by the looks of it.
I am weakling, so I will reduce the damage by 1.
Cool, so I take 1, I'm down to 6, and you take 2.
Which takes me down to 4.
Lovely.
Okay.
Let's go again.
Second swing from Diana. She's got a melee of 6. I'm not going to go for it.
I'll go with that. Thrust.
Sweeping cut.
Aye. Perfect counter.
Perfect counter. I will double falling swing into you.
Nice.
Which will do into a sweeping cut.
Into a thrust.
Into a thrust, sorry, it does 0.
Ugh.
Okay, so Diana is she's gonna have another go at this.
Ugh.
Her weakling magical dagger is not doing enough to you. So she's gonna have a swing.
Okay, I'm gonna go with this.
I'm gonna go with this one.
Sweeping cut.
Falling swing.
Ooh.
Which is a double falling swing.
Ooh, double falling swing into a sweeping cut. That's 6 damage.
So go down to 5.
Down to 5, leaves me on 1 health. Oh, and I do 2 damage back to you.
Okay, so Diana, almost but not quite deleting the tax collector there, finally.
Yeah.
She's going to spend her last 2 and try for some horrifying visions on Cuthbert, just to see if she can't plink him. So that is Arcane of 4, stays at 4 because your big chair means I can see you wherever you are.
Yep, evade 0.
Looking for pinks, that is a pink 2.
Yes, it is.
There we go.
So
that will
does
do X plus 1 magical damage.
3 magical damage, I'll just take that. Nobody escapes the gaze of the tax office, Ian. She's making sweeping cuts across the board, just like the real government. So, she is going to income tax Freya. So, you've got 1 moonstone, so either you pay me 1 energy, or she cannot jog, step, or react for the rest of the turn.
That sounds a little bit difficult because she kind of wants that stone. But yeah, I will pay you an energy.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll spend that energy to slap the queen then.
How rude.
Yeah. So I've got 5 cards to your...
To my 4.
4, lovely. And I will go with one of these.
And I will go with this one.
Falling swing.
Sweeping cut.
Falling swing, falling swing. That is 9 damage.
It's a sweeping cut into the falling swing. I will do the 1 damage to kill you.
That is the 1 damage to kill me. We both go out swinging. That will do for the tax collector then. So at that point, I think we pretty much talk it through because my Goblin King's the only model I've got left to go and he can't go anywhere or do anything really.
And Iris and Hellebore can't get to the depth 2 stone and pick it up.
No.
But Freya can slow jog back to that one.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Pick it up for 2. Butterfingers, without a stone, can fly 4 to the one on the flank and pick it up for his 2, which will make the game, I think, 4-2 to the Faeries.
Yeah, absolutely. Good game, sir.
Thank you. It was a right royal rumble.
It was.
And unfortunately, Diana is left licking her wounds, but with more stones.
So this is how it would have all looked at the end of the game after stones were picked up and Cuthbert made his tactical retreat towards the table edge. Not running off though, because we don't do that here. It's a really fun game, mate. Lots of things happen there.
Yeah, a good chance to show off most of the, if not all of the abilities of the new fairies.
Yeah. So I think we'll go to the post-match and talk about them in more detail, really.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
let's go on that, mate.
It's not that heavy.
It's not. Really.
It'll be heavy when it's been with me for a month.
Because the air's lighter up in Scotland, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to run this north of the wall.
Exactly.
And no, thanks very much for the game. That was a very swingy game.
It was.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of got to do something cool, I think, and showcase their abilities. And those new fairies, I really like them. Like them. What did you think?
I thought they were great. I mean, I'd never used them before either, or any of the fairies.
Yeah, I'd never faced fairies, so it was a learning experience.
Yeah, Gwendolyn makes an appearance in my Leshabot, but that's it.
Yeah.
But no, it was really good. I was really happy to get a chance to show off at least some of the abilities on each of the 3 new ones.
Yeah.
They were a lot of fun. I can see a lot of use for all of them. I don't know necessarily, do you take all 3 at once? But
yeah, it's a tough one.
Certainly.
If someone's bringing a giant, bring Densha though. My God, she's terrifying.
I think you better simply bring anything other than goblins. Evade -1 kind of neutered her a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, that was great. And I will bear this with honour until I get challenged.
I mean, you designed the logo, so...
yeah.
That is true, and I'm very glad to see it turns out looking so good on a trophy. And yeah, going home as the first holder of it. Feels pretty good, not going to lie.
Well, if anyone wants to screen grab this and come up with a tag team name for us, they're more than welcome to. And with that, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for the game, Ian.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
And we'll see you again soon.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Well, a massive thank you for watching that video, guys. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you want to find some more, they should be over here. And if you want to support the channel and the content that we create here, there's links to our Patreon and merchandise in the description below. Take care.